You have reached the voicemail box of I don't want to be a player. I don't want to be a player. I'm saying I don't want to be a player. I just want to stay down with my nigga and get paper.
So, it's been a very long time. Basically what this video is going to be, I binge watched 10? No, 9. I binge watched 9 seasons of Degrassi. And I just have a lot of commentary on the show. I have my notes and I actually have an event to go to, so I'm going to be doing my makeup while I talk about it. The lighting might change throughout this because I decided to film during sundown. So yeah, I might have to bring a ring light inside. So yeah, this was my very first time watching Degrassi, like fully through. I didn't watch all 14 seasons, and I'm gonna get into that throughout the video, but when it first came out in 2001, I was just born, so I didn't really see it on TV until like probably around like season 11 for real, like when I was really paying attention. And I still wasn't really paying attention because I was still like, I don't know, in elementary school. Is that too close? No, I feel like that's good. So yeah, this is my first time watching it for real, like fully through as an adult. I'm gonna just say this just to start. The show is nuts. The show is insane. I feel like it never gave me a break. It was on my neck, back to back. Every single episode, it was something going on. So I think how I'm gonna go about this video, I have notes. I feel like I'm gonna just talk about the characters and then like if I like them, the highlights. So we're gonna start off with Miss Ashley. I liked her. Actually, I never liked her. Let me stop that. I preferred her season 1. After season 1, Ashley was just really annoying and just kind of terrible. But she was always terrible from the get-go. Introduced her as this girl who wanna be president for the school, super bitchy to her stepbrother, kind of a bitch to her friends. I'm not even gonna lie. She was always coming sideways to her friends. Like, I really did not like how she treated Terry, ever.
One day when a guy likes you, you'll understand how this works.
Like, I remember there was one time where she was like, I can't believe I'm
listening to relationship advice from someone who's never even had a date.
Like, ew, bitch, you're disgusting. And also, Terry is your ride or die. She's the only one that's your real ass friend. I feel like she's one of those girls who are never happy. Like, she didn't have nothing really going on for her. The only thing that was just kind of crazy was her dad being gay. But even that was just kind of like, okay, that kind of sucks, but bro been left. So they pushed her to be this singer from season 1. They started with the whole PMS group. And for some reason, this school is always having a talent show. For some reason, everybody can sing in this show. Everybody has a talent. Everybody can play an instrument. I don't know. Everybody want to be an actress. It's damn near High School Musical. They push her off to be the singer. She's not very great.
But you can't see it.
But then, season 1, she takes Molly and literally comes for everybody's neck and loses her friends.
Have you been drinking?
No. A, B, C, D, E.
And rightfully so, because she just always has something to say. And I really feel like, I'm gonna give a zodiac sign for each character. I feel like she gives Taurus. I'm not gonna elaborate on the signs because that's not that important and they're fictional, but she gives Taurus vibes. And yeah. Season 2, once she became Little Miss Depressed bitch, I was so over her. Like, it's just, you're really dragging it. You're really dragging this. Granted, yes, you lost all your friends, but this whole little image is not. For the relationships, she dated Jimmy. They were a cute couple, but she was always finding something wrong. Little Jimmy didn't have his parents were never home. He was always home alone, so he was at her house all the time. And granted, yes, that is a lot. First of all, they're like 7th and 8th grade. I would be mad too if a nigga was over my house. all the time too. Like, damn, can you go home sometimes? And then her and Craig got together, and I liked them together. I feel like they're the only people, I feel like she was the only girl that really worked with him. We're gonna get into Craig later. Kind of aggy together, to be honest, but thinking that they could both sing but never eating it up ever. After she had gone to like tour with Craig and all that, it didn't really make sense, that plot line, but it was just kind of like, okay, I don't really care for her as a character anyway. This is what really had me bent. This is what really had me bent, because her and Jimmy were trying to have like a little duo. What was really the problem was that she was always jealous of Craig and mad that his career took off and hers didn't. What was really crazy is that they made a track together, and then her ass took Jimmy off the track because they performed together and he got more attention to her, like more praise. The audience was feeling him a little bit more. Like, babe, let's just look at the material and look at the feedback that you're getting. You suck. Moving on from Ashley, Emma. Miss Emma is a Gemini. I will not elaborate. I love Geminis, but she's the con of the sign. Where do I even begin? Just Aggie, definition of a white feminist.
I am not going to shut up.
Her takes are just never, they just never make sense. Like, the things that she's willing to die for, it's just like, what are you really fighting for? The moment where she wanted to take the computers out of the school, when she wrote in the article about the cheerleading team, like, why are you so miserable? Why are you so mad about other women being happy?
She's just using you, Manny. No, you're just jealous.
Like, she was always for the girls, but never supported the girls. Never supported the girls. Stayed slut-shaming her best friend, because their relationship was odd. But the crazy thing is, she would slut-shame everybody, but she'll do anything for a man. And her ass can't make friends. Okay, I feel like the first episode really just showed everything that like, it just made sense. Emma's talking to this boy online. She meets up with him thinking that he's a 16-year-old boy. Mind you, she's 12. And she meets up with him. He ends up being this weird ass old man and was trying to be weird. Like, thankfully so, Manny, the ride or die that she is for Emma, peeped that something was off and went to go save her. Told oh, Spike and Snake. I'll get into the adults because the adults are trash. They give nothing. They're terrible authority, like, whatever. Yeah, she be willing to risk her life over a man. They always have Miss Girl giving us the tears. That's the one thing that Miss Emma will do.
And crying again?
Emma went through a lot of different relationships. She dated Sean. She dated this boy, Chris. He was, the way that they do black people in this show, like, the only personality trait that Chris had was DJing.
Yeah, it's your boy C-Dog in the house.
Nothing else outside of that. She dated Damien, which was like, okay. Peter. Like I said, she thinks that she can convert anybody to her lifestyle and is really pissed off when people don't want to. Her boyfriend in college, she dates this boy named Kelly. She's like trying to be vegetarian and she's doing some cause, and she's mad that once Kelly, he's like, we're doing all this, we not making no money, we just doing it just because I'm finna go get me a job. Her ass gets mad over it. Like, babe, you're over here failing college, skipping classes to make friends because you can't make any friends outside of your man. You're mad that Manny's always finding other people to be friends with because you suck as a friend. Like, let's get into how this man Peter posts Manny's nudes on the internet, goes viral in the Degrassi world, and they make a plan to have revenge against Peter. Then her ass catches feelings and then decides, I'm gonna date him in secret. You decide to date the man that posted child pornography, and you're supposed to be my best friend. She's just a terrible friend towards Manny, and I just can't even. Literally, Manny supports her through everything. All her relationships, all her BS little propaganda, save the turtles, all that. But the moment Manny wants to chase her own dreams, she's upset. Sorry, I just can't do it. It's always some siren. It's always some police. Like, damn. When Manny wanted to, granted, I'm so glad she didn't. When Manny wanted to go and be on this show and not go to Smithsdale, she was like, but what about our... If that's your best friend, you need to support her no matter what. Like, you're just weird. Manny got pregnant. She was mad about her about to get an abortion. Y'all are 14. What do you need to be having babies for? Like, Emma just pisses me off. She's manipulative. The moment when Sean wanted to go to military, her ass wanted to fake a pregnancy. Or she didn't fake it, but she was really trying to convince herself that she was pregnant. Baby, that man's about to leave. You can't keep no man. And not no man in high school for a baby. Like, she was really trying to trap that man with the pregnancy. So going to her best friend Manny. They ruined Manny. They ruined Manny as a character. I know everybody likes her. I liked her until season 3. Granted, I mean, little baby Manny was just little baby Manny. Couldn't do anything. But it's like she was just so cute, so sweet. Her and Emma are low-key the same, not gonna lie. They'll put their friendship in the dirt for a man. I think Manny's, she's not worse. She just does some things that because it's Emma, I'm not gonna say it's that bad because Emma just treats her like dirt. Manny is literally a product of strict parents. I mean, they didn't even let her have like sleepovers. Like, they just were those strict type of parents, and granted they are immigrants from the Philippines, all of that, but they created a sneaky ass child. Manny being a Leo makes all the sense. They confirmed that in the show. Everybody else's sign, I'm just guessing. Her being a Leo makes all the sense. When Miss Manny has her little makeover, she's a doll. She gave the girls all the looks. She was that girl. She was that girl. She was the it girl. Nothing more, nothing less. And like I said, she was just a supportive ass friend. She saved Emma from the creep. Emma had her period and bled in front of the entire school. She helped her out with that. Helped her get back with Sean. Went to Ashley's party, even though her parents were strict. Now, once Manny becomes her little hot self, she just immediately just does dumb shit though. Like, she sees a relationship and says, yeah, I'm finna fuck it.
I have a girlfriend.
It's okay. I can keep a secret.
I'm finna fuck it up. Yeah, certified side chick until Jay.
Is that?
It was one thing that had me pissed at her. When her and Emma go to this rave. I don't remember why they go to the rave. I think they go to the rave to see Craig. She goes, leaves Emma at the rave by herself. Mind you, they're 14. Emma comes back home and Manny is making out, damn near about to fuck Craig in her bed. When I tell you I'd be so bent, like it would be on site, like we would have to brawl. I don't even know how to, it's just not acceptable. That's not a thing in my book. Wouldn't have happened. She gets really embarrassing with Craig too. I don't know what it is about Craig, but Craig makes all the girls so embarrassing. I love him, and I don't actually love Craig. I think I just like the actor. Season 6, they're at the dinner with Ellie, I think Marco, some other people from Ellie's journaling club. It's like some random people. Craig is doing coke, and instead of Manny being like, dude, what are you doing? She's like, yeah, give it to me for some confidence. I want to be cool in front of your friends. Because she's insecure and annoying.
Smart like she is.
Yeah, you are. You're just not book smart.
And ends up making a fool out of herself. Manny has the worst parents ever. It literally takes a student dying for them to forgive her for making a drunk mistake. Granted, she didn't need to show her boobs off to this random boy.
Academy Award winning. You can sell this for $1 million because I'm gonna be famous.
But she did it, and he put it on the internet against her will. That wasn't her fault. So you're gonna kick her out of your house, and it takes another child dying for you to be like, oh, maybe we should forgive her. Honestly, once Manny gets bangs, she's not interesting to me. I don't know what it is. She gets bangs and I'm just not interested in her character. They try to say she's this fire ass actress, but every single time she has an opportunity to really do her job, she doesn't eat. And the only reason why she eats is because somebody knows her from one movie that they made in high school. That's the only reason why she makes it in Hollywood. Next, Spinner. Spinner is my... I love him. I don't know if that's a hot take or unpopular opinion is the word I'm looking for. And hear me out. I know he did terrible things, and we're gonna get into that. But I feel like his redemption, he went through the ringer. They put his character through so much. So first of all, Spinner's a Sagittarius. They made Spinner this like bully kind of bad boy who likes to get into fights, always in trouble at school, kind of stupid. He's in high school until he was like 19. Yeah, saw him out though, not too much on him. In the beginning, yeah, he's like really terrible actually. He's homophobic towards Marco.
Man, all I did was tell you the truth.
I never asked you to.
And just like I didn't ask to be gay.
But he ends up actually helping him out, getting a little boo boyfriend. He is the reason that Jimmy got shot. Yes. Yes, they did lie on Jimmy, but we're gonna hold who's accountable for that situation. His redemption arc is like, I just love Spinner. He first starts off with Paige, and their relationship is like, it's cool, I guess. I really don't like how he did my girl Terry. First of all, Paige is ass. I don't like her. Paige gets her drunk first season. They're about to go to the dance, whatever. And Miss Mama's excited to see Spinner. She wants to dance with him. Spinner wants to be with Terry as well. It's clear that he has a crush on her. She comes back to school and is like, here Terry, here's your notes. He's gonna be using mine now. What? So just because that one situation you just stopped liking Terry altogether, you're just never gonna give her a chance? That should have me really pissed. Like, what are we even talking about right now? Then he just randomly gets with Manny. That was the most random relationship. They made them get together for whatever reason. I don't know. This school acts like there's nobody else in the entire school and they have to date each other. Even when they get out of high school, like they go to college and still be dating each other. It's like, okay. I like Spinner because he, no matter who he's with, he is his girl's #1 supporter. Paige was there with her through it all. Through her, granted, he's not getting props for being there through her trauma, but like was at her case as he should be as a boyfriend. With Manny, he had her in his band. He was ready to fight the coach for Jane when she wanted to play football. Like, I don't know, he's just a king. They threw him through the ringer. He had cancer, ball cancer.
I have testicular cancer.
Every single season, it's like, oh, we don't know what to do. Let's make Spinner almost lose his life. He saves their shop that Jimmy randomly opens because he thinks that he can have a clothing line after making a couple teas. In the dot, he gets shot with Holly J. And then, this is really why I started watching the show. Then they make him marry Emma. Out of all people, Emma. And it's like days after him and Jane break up. Like, what's really going on? You just randomly like knew you had this love for her after all these years, even though you never really talked to her. He randomly saves her report from 7th grade. Like, are we? Let's be so for real. Like, let's be so for real. That's the reason why I stopped watching the show. They made Emma and him get married. I was like, I'm done. Cause now you guys are just doing whatever. Like, you guys are bored and have nothing else to do. And I didn't even... Ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, let's see if I can make this work. Okay, it's not that bad. Moving on. But no, we're not moving on. Because literally, you're going to marry Emma after she burned down the dot?
It might not be that bad.
Emma, because her ass doesn't listen... No, because that shot me hot. Still makes a sandwich for Jay and Manny and burned down the dot. That's literally all Spinner has. Like, I love him, but he has nothing outside the dot. Nothing. She burns it down, and he's like, yeah, let's play basketball, and then gets married. Granted, they were drunk when they got married, but I just feel like I'm moving on. That shit pissed me off. Getting into Paige character, it's like they almost had me like her for a little bit, and then they just completely killed it again. Like, I don't understand why they did that. So they start her off as this really bitchy mean girl, but the thing is, like, sometimes mean girls eat. Paige never eats. Like, she has her cute little fits, she dishes it out and can't take it. She's very insecure, like almost every girl in this show. And honestly, she really gives loser until her trauma happens to her. And it sucks that she had to get to be a good person. And honestly, her going to college really humbles her. She needed to be humbled because she just really thought she was that girl and just never was. She was just a bitch. What did you really bring to the table? Crickets. I didn't enjoy it because she was an ass towards Alex, but I did like that they made her bi. It gave. She treated Alex like dirt. She was so unsupportive. Just to temporarily get into Alex real quick. Alex was my girl. I loved when she got freed from Jay, because anybody who's with Jay is very questionable.
Uh-oh. Chemical spill.
That's why I think Manny is. Even though Jay is better towards the end of the show, Jay is kind of just a gremlin. Like, first of all, yeah, no, let's get into that real quick. He has these girls meet him at the ravine. They give him head, and in return, he gives them a 5-cent rubber bracelet.
Every player gets a prize.
And Alex's best friend has a collection of them. He's not cool until he's with Manny, and even then, like, they're whatever. But sorry, back to Alex. When she got freed from Jay, I was so happy. They gave her this storyline of being with a girl who's scared to be herself and accept herself. Everybody's parent is trash. Alex literally has to go and be a stripper because her mom is a bum. Yeah, they're about to get evicted. She makes money to get rent for her mom. And why does her mom use the money to bail her bum ass nigga out of jail? When I tell you I was so hot, are you kidding me right now? And she's doing all that, and she has Paige hate her ass, talking about basically slut shaming her for having to get it how she lives. The only way she could get that type of money in that type of time, even though Paige is rich and could easily help her out. Paige becomes terrible again. They goes to Hollywood, and she gets her 3 seconds of fame and becomes the worst person ever again. Like, I really just don't understand how you made us go through this journey, through seasons. First half of her being the worst person ever, to being likable, to making her go right back to where she started. What was the point of all the character development? Moving on. Oh, I didn't even write down Sean, but Sean, I don't like him. I don't know what he gives, but he definitely gives earth sign. He's terrible. First of all, the reason why Emma and him first break up is because he pushes her, like completely bodies her.
Sean, leave him alone!
Emma, get out of here!
Okay, at one point when Snake gets cancer and he goes and robs his computer just because he's having this I want to be the bad boy of Degrassi. Yeah, like, I don't really care for him. And then him going to be in the military of all places, like, okay, that really shows me who you are as a person. And granted, his storyline's pretty ass too. His family abandoned him, per usual of any of these children. His older brother is, I don't even know, burnt out. I don't know why all the adults are burnt out, like, still living in high school. Moving on, there's nothing that Sean brings to the table.
Why don't you tell the class a little bit about yourself?
No.
Terry. Now, my sweet Terry, a Pisces. One, I think because she has a really hard time sticking up for herself. They don't really give Terry any substance outside of being the fat friend.
Because I'm not going. Because nobody's going to want to dance with a fat cow like me.
Once she became a model, I was like, yeah, that bitch, period. See your worth, because you're that girl. You're actually the prettiest out of the trio. Between Paige, Ashley and Terry. Terry was eating them up every time.
I made $500 today as a plus size model. Yeah, plus size. What do you make, ice cream boy?
They made her get with Rick. After all this time, they give her Rick, and you can see the signs of where it's going every single time. He's terrible. You can literally see the signs. He doesn't ever want her to be with her friends. He's just controlling. No, he's literally a woman beater. He literally puts his hands on her. Rick can choke and die. He did. But because he put my homegirl in a coma, and they gave her nothing after that. They gave her nothing after that. They were just like, oh, Terry's in a coma. Bye. You get nothing else from her. And that pissed me off. That pissed me off because what? Now going back to the school shooting. Now, granted, Spinner and Jay were the reason for Jimmy getting shot. Now who's at fault is fucking Degrassi. Why did we let him back on school ground? He put a whole student in a coma. Why was he allowed to go back to school? He gave, I'm gonna shoot up the school. The way he looked, his attitude towards everything. Degrassi ignores the signs of everything. The principals suck. The teachers suck. There's no reason for them to be there. The kids raised themselves. I love Terry. Give her coin. It's what she deserves. Moving on. Jimmy. Jimmy is a Virgo. The way they do black people in this freaking show, they don't give them any substance. If it wasn't for Jimmy getting shot, he would have still just been the boy who plays basketball. They gave him a couple episodes where he was pushing being the bully, like bad kid with Spinner. But it's crazy how Jimmy ends up being like the only sane, good man consistently throughout the entire show. I don't think he did one thing that was like towards women. Because even when he called Ashley a slut.
Hey, Jimmy.
Don't talk to me, you slut.
Called for. Because what are you doing? What are you doing, babe? And they made him with Hazel, and I feel like I'm not even gonna talk about Hazel because she gave nothing. Another black character they gave no substance to.
La 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 la. Hazel.
They gave her one episode where she basically hated herself. She didn't like where she came from, and then lied about it, and then was racist towards her own kind. But whatever. I feel like they were like, oh, these are two black people. Let's put them together. He ended up being with Trina, which is the girl who's also in a wheelchair, and that's cute. I like that he has that little relationship because Ashley's a weirdo. Moving on. Craig. Now, where do we start with Craig? I love Craig, and it's because I feel bad for him. But Craig has issues, as we know. He comes from an abusive home. His dad is awful. His dad could die, and he did too. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. There was no reason to beat on Craig. There's never a reason to beat on your children, but there was really no reason to beat on Craig. Craig would never do anything. He would just be with his little camera trying to take pictures, and he would come home and just beat on him. Kick him in the stomach type. The actor ate it up. He had me feeling so bad for Craig. Craig is a terrible person, and he had me feeling like still liking him. Craig gets diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and it makes all the sense. Because Craig likes any woman that gives him attention and that's going to take care of him.
I love you. Do you feel like that?
Nah, not really.
Him and Ashley, I told you they made sense. I talked about them. Him and Manny, embarrassing.
Could I kiss you, Manuela?
I didn't like them. They make him to be this singer. Okay, with the bands in this show, why does everybody want to be in a band? And why does everybody think they can sing when they absolutely suck? It's like, it's insane. It's insane. Like, he literally cannot sing for shit, but he's supposed to be this, like, world touring phenomenon.
What I know is that I suck, and what I know is that I'm sorry.
He ends up getting addicted to coke, freaking bleeds all over himself during his show, gets help. We don't see him for a while. He ends up being with this black girl, which makes sense. I feel like out of all the men Craig would be with the black woman. But then Ellie comes back into his life and he's just like, I just always knew it was you type. And it's just kind of like, sir, can you just leave this girl alone? We're gonna get into Ellie next. Ellie was so cute. They introduced Ellie, I think, in season 3. Most adorable girl ever. I love season 3 Ellie. She was literally what Ashley wanted to be. Like, she was the actual cute goth girl, and it really worked for her. That was really her style. Literally ruined Ellie as a character as soon as they put Craig in her life. So she has a terrible alcoholic mom. They give her this cutting storyline. She ends up going into total therapy. I literally forgot her and Sean were even a thing. It was so random they put them together. They end up living together because Sean's older brother leaves him the house, and it's so cute because she finally like has a little home, and then Sean decides to go back home and just abandons her.
We have to break up.
Before Sean, she ends up dating Marco. She's basically Marco's beard. She really likes Marco, but Marco is gay, but not out yet, and that was that. But then Craig happens, and Craig is really the worst thing to ever happen to her. They have their like little therapy group together, and she gets really close to Craig because of that, but because Ellie is Ellie, she falls for him. But Craig has issues and can't decide between Manny and Ashley. For some reason, she ends up liking him throughout the entire show. Like, can never let this man go. And it's just like, what does Craig have that makes all these girls be like, yeah, I'm gonna lose my mind over him?
Craig loves my tambourine.
Yeah, we don't need any low-rent Pop-Tarts in our band.
Well, they do say there should be at least one attractive girl in every band.
Oh, you're not calling me ugly.
This is who you're losing your mind over? Whatever. They go to college, and I don't understand. First of all, she dates the same guy that Paige dates, this guy named Jesse. That's why I was saying that they still date the same people outside of high school, and I don't understand. Jesse is like I don't even know, the president of like the journalism club, and I don't even know what it is. Like, it's the paper in college, but he's like the head of it all. He's her boss. It's cool for a while. Then Caitlin is the other journalist, the one that's with Joey. For some reason, Caitlin ends up sleeping with Jesse. I don't know. Like, bitch, you're old. You have to think. Ellie is a year older than Emma. Emma's mom had Emma at 16. So she has to be at least 16 years older than these people. Whatever. She's weird for that. I think she's not weird because he's definitely of age. But it's just like, you couldn't have, out of everybody you could have slept with, you sleep with this college student. This is what pisses me off about Ellie. Caitlin is Ellie's mentor. They do an interview together, and she decides to get drunk before the interview, calls out Caitlin during the interview for sleeping with her boyfriend, and then afterward is like, I'm gonna stop journalism so that we could still be together, even though he cheated on her. I have to move on. I think Marco is a Leo as well. There's really not much to say about Marco. I like Marco. He's kind of just a character that's there. I just be like, damn, could we get something else? Like, literally that's his only thing, is him being gay.
Go to hell. So we can visit you, fag?
I think I was speaking from a privileged place because we're in a time where, I mean, it's really still not even that heavily in TV, gay relationships, but it is a lot more than back when Degrassi was out. So I understand like him just being a gay character, like why that was such a big deal and why that's such a big part of his storyline. I didn't like his relationship with Dylan. He cheated on him, first of all. So it's the next day. My camera died. Now I needed to charge my battery. And I also just needed to get ready because it was almost time to go to the club. And yeah, I honestly don't feel like doing my makeup, so we're just about to keep talking about it. So I was in the middle of saying that Marco is ride or die for Dylan. I feel it because it's his first love, it's his first boyfriend, like that's who he came out with, or like that's who he was with when he came out. So it's understandable. It's just Dylan's not shit. I don't know. We could have given him a better love story. I think he ends up being a teacher is where I'm at. But yeah, other than Marco being gay, he has this gambling storyline where it's like, okay, literally he's the reason that Jimmy and Spinner's shop got robbed. Also, no, there's something I want to bring up because I'm thinking about Paige, where she slept with that guy, their roommate. I don't remember his name, but he's HIV positive and didn't tell her. I don't know, that's kind of something you bring up, and we just never got that storyline. Another storyline that they do that too is Allie and Johnny, HPV, lied to her and said they were losing each other's virginity together, even though people have been telling her he's been sleeping around. JT, they did him so wrong. Like, I'm really about to go in because he was my favorite character. First of all, they gave him no storyline. JT was the class clown for seasons. Kind
of looks like your mom.
And then the first time he really gets a plot line is when he's dating Manny. He's insecure about having a small dick. Like, are you kidding me? So then later on, they make Liberty and JT get together.
You know what I wish I'd done?
It was bound to happen. They set it up like that. He was annoyed by her. She had the biggest crush. Like, they had to give Liberty something. We'll get into Liberty soon. Liberty gets pregnant.
Maybe we can make a decision together for once.
We did. Last summer, remember? We decided to use the king-size condom. The one that slipped off. I'm pregnant.
And doesn't tell anybody until she's basically beaming at the seams. JT decides to step up as a father. Everyone was like on JT for being childish. When he dated Manny, Manny went through her abortion, dated Craig, and she just matured after that. And JT was still like a little kid. But granted, they're freshmen. Like, babe, you just went through something deep. Like, he's 14. He's not finna be grown. I don't know what you thought it was. They give him a drug storyline where he starts stealing from the pharmacy that he's working at so that he can get money. Yeah, he does step up as a father. I do remember. He's selling drugs, pills, so that he can make money to buy an apartment for him and Liberty. The guy he works for eventually catches on. He gets fired from his job. And then this boy takes the pills, ODs on drugs. They give the baby away. He ends up dating Mia. Mia has a kid, and I feel like he dated Mia because it was like he was ready to have a family. That's what I feel like that was, because Mia and JT were very random. After that, it's Liberty's birthday, I believe. JT gets stabbed. Like, JT just gets murdered for no reason. When I watched that, I was literally appalled. Literally astonished. There were so many people that could have died on that show that I would have been like, damn, because I've watched them for seasons. But JT, I literally couldn't watch the show for a little bit. No, I was so upset. They gave him no storylines. Gave him a baby and then just gets stabbed. JT's a Gemini, by the way. Liberty's an Aries. I like that they initially made her this intelligent little black girl. Like, I genuinely enjoyed that, seeing that as a character. What I don't like is how everybody treated her. JT literally pretended to be gay so that she would stop having a crush on him, basically.
Hey, Liberty girlfriend.
Emma dated, who did Emma date? Chris? Damien. One of the black boys liked Liberty too, and she was like, how would that make me look? Mind you, Liberty and them are supposed to be best friends. Then, I don't know, she's just a token black friend, basically. It doesn't get like racist for real until college. For whatever reason, she wants to be a part of a sorority. She's doing the most wild out of pocket stuff for white women. She was so far gone, it was like butt naked in the streets for white women. Front cover of the newspaper, naked for white women. And these white people, yeah, because I'm gonna get into Peter. She comes from, I'm pretty sure, a 2-parent household. Her parents have money. She's intelligent. And she goes to the sorority and they try to make her like this ghetto black woman because they ask the hardest thing you've gone through. And these girls, I don't know, we're talking about some bullshit. And Liberty was like, when I had to give up my baby. And then my boyfriend got stabbed. And they're like, oh my god, she's from the ghetto. Like, moving on. Toby's a Capricorn. Has no storyline whatsoever. Toby's there to just move the story along. In the beginning, he was like the annoying little brother. JT and him were like one package.
What does this say to you?
Severe mental illness.
I don't know, JT. Some people are just gay, I guess.
But I'm gonna just say this. Him trying to get with Liberty after JT died.
I kissed Liberty.
Ow!
What? You're weird. And that's why I don't really have much to say about Toby. Moving on to Darcy. She's this really religious girl, has the friendship club, purity ring type girl. But Darcy ends up dating Spinner.
You can't make Jimmy forgive you, especially if you haven't forgiven yourself.
Season 7, she says Manny has no morals or self-respect. Same night, she gets assaulted. Not saying she deserved at all. Never a thing. They really love them a sexual assault plotline. Instead of like Paige's plotline, Paige, we knew who the person was and he was gross. Ew. He deserved to get shot. But moving on. Darcy's guy, we don't know who did it, and dude gives her chlamydia. Like, are we serious right now? Drugs her? Yeah. So she goes through it. He's like, I have to give away my ring. I felt so bad for her. She was a terrible person, but that, are we serious right now? Like I can't even believe. It was a really hard plot line to follow, because yeah. Then it got even worse because she finds comfort within Snake, her teacher, Emma's stepfather. Snake is very useless for a man. Snake doesn't realize that he should get other help because this little girl is showing very odd behavior, trauma response, but very odd behavior, and he says nothing. Then Darcy tries to kill herself. Does she do that afterwards? I don't know. At one point, she accuses Snake of sexually assaulting her, and Snake loses his position as a teacher, which honestly I have no idea what his role as a teacher was. He was like the computer teacher, but like what was he teaching? I don't know.
This is perfect, Mr. Simpson.
Sucks that trauma again had to happen for her to be a good person. I don't know, but she ends up being like a 2.0 Emma, want to save the world, and ends up like going to Kenya or something. Yeah, Kenya. I can't. Darcy's a lot of energy and I just can't do it anymore. Moving on to Jane. Jane is a Sagittarius. Like, she's a I'm for the bros, Saturday bro nights. But once she gets with the boy that's gonna treat her like the boy she's been projecting herself to be, she's gonna be upset because she's actually a girl and wants to be treated like one. Jane is related to Mia's baby daddy. Like, okay. That was a random plot line. Her dad is disgusting. Freaking rot. Diabolical. Diabolical. And her brother is 2.0. I kind of knew once they made it about the pants. Her brother's like, she always put them on backwards. Sir, you're weird. Jail. Jail time. I'm not understanding. Why isn't this man in jail? Jane ends up wanting to play football. Of course, because she wanted the bros. I don't know, she was good. And they made it, of course, she's a girl, wants to play football. You have to be treated like a boy to be on the team.
See? She's too small for football.
It's very funny.
Look, boys will be boys. I told you, no special treatment.
Derek? Disgusting. I can't even put into words.
Wrong? Too bad you couldn't on game day. When a tough guy sucker punch the think she's got the one.
because he's insecure. Like, Derek is literally, I would say, one of the worst characters. He's a white boy who gets his friend, his best friend, racially profiled because he wanted to have a prank. Put a bra in his bag. Danny's a black man. He was mad about the girl liking Danny. Like, how about just step your pussy game up? I don't know. Like, if girls don't like you, that's very telling. You're a loser. Jane and Spinner end up getting together. They're very perfect for each other. They're cool. They're kind of just shoved in our face for a while. Eventually, Jane gets upset that Spinner's treating her like one of the guys, and she ends up cheating on him with Declan. No, which I have to get into his sister, Fiona. The incest.
Anything's gross, it's your jealousy, and frankly, it's a little bit inappropriate.
You want inappropriate?
You're jealous because Holly J likes your twin brother. Even though your brother's very protective over you, he has a girlfriend, you're gonna kiss him? Your brother, your biological brother. We're never just gonna get into that. I don't know. Anyways, back to, I seen it coming. I don't really know how Spinner was holding her back because she was like thriving because of him. Or she was a senior in high school and she had been with Spinner for a while. I mean, he was talking about moving in and a lot. You're not ready for that. It's gonna seem a little suffocating. And I get it, but like with Declan, I guess, caused Spinner to spiral. And when she realized that she was miserable, went to Spinner's wedding and tried to win him back. Like, what?
Spin, you have to.
Peter is a menace. He has a problem with putting girls' pictures on the internet.
Yeah, I remember everything. Especially when you showed me your, you know.
Just very pussy energy, very loser, very miserable. These men are terrible people. Menace.
When are we going out?
Peter, I am never going to go out with you.
Period.
I don't like you.
Period.
Say the truth, I think you're a freak.
Period. He ends up taking pictures of Darcy. Pretty sure this is when Darcy was in her hypocrite era. But she takes these little racy pictures. He posts them on the internet and causes her to get a stalker. His mom is literally another waste of a parent. Basically, she's like, I have him under control, but he just keeps doing terrible things to women. Him dating Darcy, I guess, once Darcy betters herself and is healing through her little journeys of wanting to help other people, he kind of has this like redemption arc, I guess. But you're weird. I don't know. Darcy goes to Kenya and immediately rebounds to Mia. Mia literally calls it very quickly and is like, I'm your rebound. And then he's like, no, you're not. And she's like, okay. And then they keep dating. Like, girl. Whole time talking to Darcy. Whole time planning to go out to Kenya to see her. Declan and Fiona's like family, they throw these events, like balls, I guess. He like has a lot of anxiety about being around those people, I guess. And he meets this girl and it's like, here, have some of this.
Peter, coke would have been bad enough, but that was crystal meth.
Meth? Crazy.
Anyways, Mia ends up leaving to go pursue her modeling career and like is like this international model now. And he spirals.
Video blog.
Get on my face!
Peter's in a band with Spinner, Sav, Danny, because for some reason everybody can sing and play an instrument in this show. Because he gets addicted to meth, they replace him with Jane. None of them can really sing, but Jane is probably the best out of all of them because Peter cannot sing. The thing that kind of had me bent is I put myself in Peter's shoes. I put this band together. These are my songs. I wrote them. You're going to kick me out. Now, mind you, the drunk is not like, oh, I was smoking weed. I had a little drinking bender. He started doing meth. But you kicked me out of my own band and replaced me with this girl? What? And they won't let me back in once I'm... Yeah. Holly J is... Honestly, I don't like her. Even when she's with Declan, I guess she's a little bit likable, but still like just doesn't want to be happy. You got Blue, who she wanted basically that whole time, and then was a complete bitch.
Actually, Blue, I know exactly what my priority is right now. This taco.
She's a complete bitch to everybody, and she's not even a great mean girl.
Listen very carefully, Anya. You do not want Holly J. St. Clair as an enemy.
Well, she certainly hasn't been a friend. Bring it.
Again, just gross. Like, these mean girls are not fire. Like, moving on to Danny. Danny slut shames women. Well, basically Mia, she got manipulated by the modeling industry and by this man. At most 16. Meets this girl at the shit and is like, basically do whatever it takes. Mia was nervous about her take, and basically the girl told her, oh, he sleeps with the girl and he has influence on who gets to get the gig. She's talking to her agent and it's like, you have the part, dude has a wife and kids, and she was like, you been had the job. So basically she had the gig before she even slept with the guy. He's weird and a creep. Danny slut shames. He literally dick rides this football player, and she gets him a signed autograph. He likes her. They're kind of like talking. I believe they kissed at some point, but she slept with this big football star. He's like, you slept with him? I'm cool off you. The other girl that he was liking, she's just a pathological liar. I don't know why she said that she knew this dude in a band and didn't. Very embarrassing. I understand that Mia had her in some bullshit. I think her name's Leah, I'm not sure, but weird. All the adults are useless.
You're a terrible principal.
And you're a little bitch.
I don't like Emma's mother. She never sees her daughter literally drowning. This girl didn't tell her daughter that her own dad was in a hospital because he got into an accident, and I don't even know how to. He just needs extra care. It's not all the way there anymore, and she didn't tell her daughter that. Had her thinking that her dad just left her life and was just, oh, I was this teenager that was by myself. Like, yeah, that's what happened, but her dad didn't just. Okay. Season 5, Snake, well, he has cancer. He's like literally spiraling. Buys a motorcycle, out with the boys, not coming home. Kisses Miss Hatzalakos, whatever her name is. Spike takes him back. Now here's my thing. I don't know why these grown ass people are still calling them each other by their high school nicknames. Like at their big age. Snake, Spike. Is it just them? Oh, Joey, I guess. Joey is a bitch. He took in Craig, basically adopted him because his little baby is Craig's younger sister with his mom before she died. That's the reason why his dad was miserable and beating on his kid, but we're not gonna get into that. Men need to go to therapy. At one point, Joey, because his ass can't sell a car at his own lot, he starts asking Craig for rent from the money that he got from his dad dying. That the dad that used to beat him because he can't sell a car. Miserable. Like, audacity. How could you even ask him about this child who's lost both of his parents now? All of the adults are trash. The last person I'm gonna talk about who is very weird, the coach in season 9. So Casey has this coach. He's on the basketball team. This guy is literally, like, when I tell you, every single time this man is on the screen, I'm just like, question mark? What's going on? Literally, what's going on? This man, they have like a going away, have to stay at a hotel game. Coach gives this dude, because he's like the star player right now, his own hotel room. Eggs on this little 15-year-old boy to cheat on his girlfriend, and he's like, hey, a man just loves, can't have too many girls. Sir, you're 46 talking about can't love these hoes. Get out, get out, get away, get away. He's drinking with a 15-year-old boy in a hotel room. Convinces him to break up with his girlfriend. And then has a grown woman in the hotel room with him. A prostitute. Grown women, 15-year-old boy. They love them a sexual assault case. And honestly, I think I just have to stop there. It's also savage trash to his sister. He be slut-shaming his sister, but doing the same thing. His parents are trash, sexist, misogynistic. They can only have an Indian partner. Even though Sav is, he been dating this white girl. Been dating. Allie is dating Johnny, this senior. The liar. Allie's a freshman. Johnny's a senior. Johnny doesn't want to be seen with Allie at school because he's a bitch and can't stand up to his friends and say, I'm dating this girl. And Allie just, she's 14, 15. She just wants to sit with her boyfriend. That's all. Maybe hold hands. This girl's not even trying to do a lot. But everybody's gassing this dude to be this, he's grown, whoop-de-whoop-whoop. They go to, again, like a ravine type place. Like, these people are kind of grimy. She loses her virginity to him and she realizes that she didn't want to do it for real. And that she's a baby. It's a lot. I'm gonna get into that, but if I wouldn't want to have sex at 14, I would be like, what the only way he ends up talking to her for real during school is she gets her brother's old phone, gives it to Johnny, and ends up sending him nudes throughout the day. And that's what convinces him to give her some attention and treat her like his girlfriend. They break up because Allie takes these pictures of Johnny that makes him look all sweet and cuddly, and he's supposed to be this bad boy, mean, doesn't have feelings, doesn't give a fuck, whoop-de-boop-boop. He takes some pictures with some teddy bears and he's supposed to look all cute and not like greasy and grimy like he looks. She shows the girls even though he says don't show them. Which, I mean, babe, he said don't submit them. Like, you could have showed them and been like, no, I'll take other pictures. So he's like, oh, you posted my pictures, I'm gonna post your nudes. Which is literally not the same. Your pictures was with a stuffed animal. My pictures are of my body. And then you're not gonna give me the phone back. These men are weird. I would say Jimmy was the only sweet and consistently great man throughout the entire show. And that's what I have to end it with. Drake being the best character, because they really try to push Emma as the like moral compass, but they really try to push Emma as this always doing the right thing character when she's doing the most wild, never minding her business, just shit. And that's why we make this full circle moment and say I stopped watching the show because they just made Emma and Spinner get married. Yeah, it's just burnt. I don't care for the new characters. Like I said, Claire and all. Yeah, there's this gay boy who is fighting his demons. Now I can end this video saying I understand why it was such a big deal that Drake had all those people in the I'm Upset video. I didn't watch it until recently, but now I understand the big craze of it all. So if you made it to the end of this video, you watched the whole thing, I literally love you. But yeah, I don't have nothing else to say no more, so I'll see y'all in the next video.